It was in January of 1997 on a Monday Nitro when Sting rappelled down from the rafters for the very first time. And it was something he was not at all comfortable doing.
I was scared every single time I did it.
And it was on this very first rappel where Sting almost lost his life. You know, it was scary, and we did it a couple of different ways, and it didn't matter which way we did it, it was always scary. My training happened on the very first day that I did it, which was Chicago at the United Center. We had a couple of stunt guys there working with me, and I rappelled 4 times earlier in the day to practice. I actually did some rappelling with the same stunt guy out here in California off some cliffs and rocks, you know, practicing and getting ready. The United Center was 140 feet high, so high that when we were up there trying to talk to the guys on the ground earlier in the day, they couldn't hear us. We had to use walkie-talkies. So it was high and I was having a tough time with it. It wasn't working very well. I came back to Eric Bischoff and said, I can't do this. He says, what do you mean? I said, I tried it 4 times and it's just not working very good.
Because I came in, I tried 4 attempts in the practice runs earlier in the day, and I was spinning the whole way down and getting dizzy, and last thing I want to do is to get dizzy and fall over like a drunk in front of everybody, because it would have been the end of that character.
Sting was told to maintain 1 speed while rappelling down, and to just go down a little faster and it would all work out fine. The only other chance I had to try it again would be on live TV, and I knew that it was make or break. I don't know what happened up there with Owen Hart's accident in '99. I mean, I've heard what happened up there, but I don't even want to say. But the night we did it in Chicago at the United Center was as scary as can possibly be. The cue comes, the crowd is as loud as you can imagine, and the sound just travels up, it's deafening. And then we're talking to each other up there, and then you're screaming at each other, the pyro's going off, the lights, and suddenly you can't even think straight. You can't even hear yourself think. That's how chaotic it is up there. And when I stepped over, we realized we had the thing set up backward. So while I was standing on the edge, we had to flip the rope around and then re-weave it through. I'm telling you, if I'd stepped over and done it, the same thing that happened to Owen would have happened to me. So Sting saying there that right at the last moment from that very first rappel that night, just before he was about to go down, the thing was set up backwards, it was set up wrong, and if he had have stepped off at that moment, he would have died. They had to put it on the right way, re-weave it through, and then in the end, things went quite smoothly. But what Sting says there, I'm telling you, if I'd stepped over and done it, the same thing that happened to Owen would have happened to me. Of course, talking about Owen Hart's tragic fall in 1999, where he did lose his life. And Sting must have ended up rappelling down from those rafters hundreds of times, so he certainly ended up mastering it in the end. But that is certainly food for thought, and we're just all lucky and thankful that things went well for Sting that night. Thanks heaps guys for tuning into the video. Be sure to drop a scorpion death drop on that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome pro wrestling action from the WWE, the WCW and much more.